Good evening. We have to be very quiet because it is 1:42 a.m.
And I'm meeting.
1:42.
I'm meeting Levain. Oatmeal raisin cookie.
I would just like you to know.
You all need to go here if you ever come to the New York.
I would just like you to know that I called them over an hour ago and I said, "Hi, children. It's past your curfew. Come home."
I think she came and retrieved us.
I did.
She came down
I was like,
and stopped the party with our friends and was
spanked
like,
us soundly
"Excuse me."
and took us home.
I said, "Excuse me, it's freckle pasta hair too late." And they must be back.
Here we are. Here we are for this very special edition of Sip and Sass, hosted by
Yours truly.
Maggie D.
Yes.
Maggie, what did we see this evening?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hold it closer for the fans.
Oh my gosh. We saw The Outsiders.
Maggie, why did we see this show?
Because I wanted to.
This is the impetus of the whole trip.
We could have gone to New York for 24 hours and only seen this show, and my life would have been made.
Well, son of a bitch. Could have saved a lot of money, Jerry.
I'm having the time of my life. I don't regret a single moment. I'm just saying, this is phenomenal. Oh.
And I'm telling you, this kid right here, this Josh Strobel, amazing.
His voice
Holy
is
cow.
exquisite. And he is so much better than the regular guy.
She can't
Well, we
say
we
that.
can't
I
say
can.
that.
I can say it vocally.
Okay,
I
then
didn't like the regular
specify.
guy's voice.
Like, you can't say he's so much better because we haven't seen the other guy.
Exactly.
But other people who did see him, I heard them saying that he played it better.
You didn't hear them saying that. I heard them saying
Yeah.
that. But whatever.
You heard him and you told me that.
Okay, moving on.
Moving
It's 2
right
in the
along.
morning and I'm eating a cookie.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is the fun thing. So this is like the Playbill anniversary, but on the inside is the real Playbill.
Yes.
And you didn't have him sign this one. You had him sign this one.
Yes, I did.
Great.
I didn't even think about it.
All right.
All right. First and foremost, I stood at the stage door afterwards because, of course, I did. And
No, what are you talking about? You gotta talk about the show.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about these humans.
Yes.
They
Here are
took
their
the
names.
time. They took the time to talk to almost every single person
Yeah.
at the stage door, and
I
there were
can
a
say that that's true.
ton of humans.
Yes.
And
Like
that
10 people
was
deep.
that was so special. That made me very happy. I want you guys to go first, and then I will share.
This is my Levain cookie.
No one cares about your cookies. This is not the chat and chew. It's the sip and sass.
What no sipping?
We can get rebranded.
You guys are disgusting. Chew, swallow. Oh my god. I literally feel like I'm taking care of my toddlers tonight. It's ridiculous.
I'm really tired. At intermission, she texted and she said, "I'm really sorry to report to you that tomorrow I will be coming to this show again."
It's true.
So
I have to be up in 4 hours to be at the box office to get rush tickets to see it again tomorrow night.
Well, to get in line.
Not tomorrow night, tomorrow day.
No, I think I want to see Sass tomorrow day.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait, you're not going to Notebook?
No, I said that.
Oh,
Wait.
so you're going to Notebook.
No. I'm sorry, we're in the middle of something here.
Hold. We'll
No,
pause.
let's just
Oh, we
pause.
have a...
We're back.
And we're back. Look, my
Pardon for
t-shirt
that.
is a little out of
The
control.
interruption.
Sorry, it's all been solved now. Okay, what are we talking about? What we thought?
Outsiders, yes.
Okay, I will say it is a beautiful show. I will say that it is incredibly moving. I cried probably 5 different times throughout the entire piece for very personal reasons that I found the show incredibly difficult to watch. But this is not the venue for that. It was so good. The lighting, the set, the use of the space, the special effects, meaning there's a fire. Obvious, this is not a surprise.
There's a rainstorm.
the thunderstorm. The fight choreography is the most brilliant thing I have ever seen. And if you'd like an example, look up on the YouTubes the Tony Award performance, and you will see a very, very small, tiny snippet of the fight choreography of which I am referring. It is much more involved and longer and better in the actual show, but this gives you an excellent idea as to what it's like.
It's incredible singing.
I can't find his name, but
The
I met...
singing is phenomenal.
Yes, I met the guy who did the fight scenes. He's in the ensemble.
The fight choreographer is in the ensemble?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Bravo to him.
Or he's the captain or something.
Fight captain is Henry.
Yeah.
He didn't choreograph
He didn't choreograph it. He just runs it and makes sure no one gets hurt.
Whatever. He was super, super kind.
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts, Allison?
My favorite character, my favorite actor was Brent Comer.
Yes, I wholeheartedly.
Brother. He's the brother.
He's the
oldest
oldest brother, and he is so subtle and so gut-wrenching, and he's so good. And then Jason Schmidt is the soda pop.
Yes.
And he has some of my favorite lines, which I can't talk about. Anyway, that's so stupid. This show is gut-wrenching for me personally. It was so good. Anyway, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the show as a whole. It's really, really good. The sound balance was terrible.
Yeah, you know how we talked about in Sunset Boulevard, this genius, brilliant sound design and balance. This was rough.
It was really, 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 really hard.
The orchestra was way too loud.
It was
and
hard.
All the voices were fighting each other in the group numbers, and I was like, oh, who's in charge here? It's freaking Broadway.
But Josh Strobel, you're my number one, and Brent Comer, you're my number two.
Oh, you just changed it.
Well, okay, fine. Brent
Anyway.
Comer, you're number one, and then Josh Strobel, you're number two.
I loved the creative usage.
And that girl, sorry, Emma Pittman as Cherry. I'm sorry, Emma Pittman's voice,
It's stunning.
it's delicious.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
Oh, how they created a moving train with two boards and tires.
Yes.
And it was so cool. And then the same boards became a hospital bed.
And then
the same boards became
wall.
Yeah.
And then
there was just so many really
church,
cool creative
the
things.
cross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were just so
It
many
was
really,
so
really
good.
cool things. And
This won the Tony Award for Best Musical, Best Direction, and it deserved all of them.
yeah.
Literally, I was watching it, I'm like, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
100%.
Maggie.
Sorry, you wanted to know what we thought. That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you may speak.
And you can keep speaking afterwards too,
Okay.
or in. Okay. I feel like you guys. This is weird. Anyway, Outsiders is my favorite book. It's my favorite book, or top three. I say it's my favorite book though, and one of my favorite movies ever. And this, I'm gonna cry. This was so beautiful, and the way that they, oh my gosh, I feel like you, both of you,
I didn't cry.
the way that they brought these characters to life, and the way that you would never have to see the movie or read the book to know the story and to feel the story and to love the story.
Put a pin in that. I actually understood too. I've never read the book and I've never seen the movie until a couple months ago. Jerry made me watch the movie.
I was
Ridiculous.
stunned. I was like, who are you?
I was confused by several elements in that movie. And so the play, this musical, actually makes it easier to understand and clarifies. And she said it's because they used more of the book. I'm like, oh, well, imagine that. That was much more understandable
Yes.
in the long run. And I also liked, as opposed to the movie, I felt like Soda Pop got a lot more. In the movie, he has very little.
Yeah.
And so does Two-Bit. And so...
No, Two-Bit is in it, in the movie, a good amount.
Is that Emilio Estevez?
I don't freaking
Who's
know.
Tom Cruise in the movie?
He is not Two-Bit. He is just a boy.
I know. Anyway, they got...
He's Steve. The random dude who had like one line and his mic didn't work.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, sorry, Steve.
It was right after the water.
It was right after the water fight, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Which they dunk his head in water. I'm like, bro's got a mic. How are we doing this?
They hold him under in the fountain.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
But
was crazy.
at that rainstorm, they were literally
all in the
everyone on
rain.
the stage was
Soaking
to the bone,
Soaking
like
wet.
T-shirt contest
Microphones.
happening. Yeah.
Wet. Water.
Okay,
wet.
I apologize.
Microphones.
Unpinned. Go ahead.
Back to
Anyway, the way that they brought this to life was so beautiful, and it was already my favorite soundtrack I've ever heard. And I listened to it. You can ask my siblings. I don't care.
Well, Gil would get really mad.
I don't know who Gil is. Anyway, I listened to it almost every day. Ask my siblings.
true.
They
That's
hated
true.
it. They were like, "No, we're not listening to The Outsiders." I don't care what you think.
It was like this year's Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay. That you can't.
I'm
even
just saying for
compare
how
them.
much it was listened to.
Anyway, so I wanted to see this. I wanted to see this the most, and I did, and it was so beautiful, and the cast was so kind afterwards.
They
But
really were.
like you said, Daryl was so good, and I am gonna be totally honest. I was disappointed that we were seeing the understudy, and he was amazing. And I got to talk to him afterwards and tell him that being an understudy sound like on Broadway, like that's so exciting, but it also it's so hard because people get disappointed. I was disappointed earlier with the Gatsby understudy. Anyway, he was so good, but it was just I've been following online. I've been listening. I have done all of the research, and it met my expectations and it exceeded them. And I cry every time I see the movie, but I couldn't stop crying.
It's so true. She was a blubbering mess.
It was
Oh my! The girl in front was like this.
I don't even care.
No,
It
0 cares were given.
was
I was crying too.
So beautiful. And one of my favorite songs is Throwing in the Towel, and it's between Soda Pop and Daryl, and they're
Yeah, that one got me.
and I'm gonna stop.
Want me to tell him? Daryl is
No, I wanna
just
say it.
tired and ready to just
Daryl is struggling with everything happening and with his relationship with Ponyboy, and all hell has broken loose, and he's worried about him, and he doesn't know how to tell him, and he's not there, and so he breaks down finally, and he's talking to Soda, and he's like, I can't, I'm throwing in the towel, I can't do it. And Soda's like, no, you're not, because we already lost our parents, we are already struggling, we're losing our brother, I can't lose you two. And it was so beautiful.
It was so good.
And the way that they sang it, the way that they
way it's
acted
staged.
it was perfect. It was so beautiful. And then Stay Gold is Johnny's letter
Yes.
to Ponyboy.
I cried at that.
Oh my
was-
gosh.
It was so good.
It was so
It
good.
was so good. And every time movie book everything when he says tell Daryl or
Dally.
tell Dally, sorry, and it's after Dally has already died. Every time it is so powerful, and like the way that he said it and the way that he reacted to reading it in the letter, like watching it simultaneously. I have no words. Like they just raved about Sunset Boulevard. They loved that. That was perfection. This was my perfection. I have been so lucky to see so many Broadway things, and there's nothing better. A mess. Wow. There's nothing better. It was done so beautifully. And
Better than Kid Connor and Romeo and Juliet?
Yes, and it exceeded my expectations, and it was so beautiful. And you could hear sniffling everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everyone felt it.
Yeah.
Whether you actually shed the tears or not, you felt it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was palpable, and
She loved it so much she's going again tomorrow.
yeah, no, literally, it was perfect.
She's gonna sit in line for 3 hours.
4 hours.
So she gets a rush ticket. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I can't pay for it again.
No, it was, I have no notes. It was so beautiful. And like, I like, were there things that weren't perfect? Sure. But it was still like
It was perfect.
Like, it was still Oh, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
The closing, the end of the show, Daryl's made dinner, and it's green beans and some like hamburger surprise, and the show ends, and they are eating it on stage.
She missed that though because as
you
they're
ran
taking
out.
their bows, she's like,
he's
"Move!"
sitting-
And then she
everyone
like
has bowed
they
and left.
bow and leave the
He's
stage.
sitting
I
at the
stood
table
door,
eating.
and he's eating while people are like walking out.
And other people, when they were walking off, stopped and ate out of the casserole.
That's funny.
I was more concerned about seeing these
Yeah,
humans.
she had to haul ass to the stage door.
Because I have followed Brody and Sky and not Josh, sorry. But all Jason, Emma, like I have followed all of them and watched them talk about the show and do interviews and the beginning when it like finally left previews and was like on Broadway and how exciting that was. And so it was like I've kind of built these people up in my mind and like I got to see them and
then you got to meet them and they were nice.
yes, and like I had full on conversations
Yeah.
with them. Like that doesn't happen at the stage
It
door.
wasn't just like sign my shit and leave. It was like they actually stood there and chatted.
I had a full
It was
on
crazy.
conversation with Ponyboy Soda Pop and Cherry.
Yeah.
And they like looked me in my eyes and were like, "Thank you for your kind words." I was amazed. I was like, the stage door is stressful. I wouldn't want to do that. And they talked to, I mean, they didn't like talk to everyone, but like they acknowledged everyone.
Yeah.
And they fully talked to me.
The dude climbed up on the gate and was like, "For you back there, come here, give me your thing." Like,
yeah.
it was awesome.
Bottom line, 10 out of 10.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
So good. So good. I would literally, if I had $0, I would sell my soul. Like, it was so good. It was so good. I recommend that everyone see it.
For sure, it's a good one.
Oh,
Okay. We're going to go to sleep
Thanks
now.
for joining us.
We're going to take a nap.
It's 2 a.m. See right there, 2:01.
So, good night.
thanks for letting me ramble.
Bye.